What's up, my fellow Call of Duty elites? Hope you've all had a great week. Okay, so let's just jump straight into this video. I've literally just finished work and I want to grind out a new video for this weekend. So today I'm going to be going over the new Street Sweeper shotgun in Warzone, which I've been using a lot this past week, and let me tell you, this gun is a real mixed bag for me. Because on the one hand, the Street Sweeper has actually got a fantastic time to kill, as it kills faster than every other shotgun in Warzone, apart from the R9 of course. But unfortunately, the only drawback to the Street Sweeper is it takes a ridiculous amount of time to reload. Like, it's the slowest reloading gun by far, I think, of any Call of Duty game I've ever played, so I would not recommend you to use it in squad games of trios or quads. But in solos and duos, the Street Sweeper is just such a great choice because of its fast killing potential. And against someone with 3 armor plates, the Street Sweeper can actually down someone in just 3 shots, which is exactly the same as the Jak 12 shotgun, but if you use it combined with one of its fire rate increasing barrels, it actually makes the Street Sweeper fire 9% faster than the Jak 12 does, which just makes it kill noticeably quicker, and I'd say a really big differentiating factor between the Street Sweeper and the Jak 12. I feel like I've said Street Sweeper so many times now, but anyways, let's continue with the video. And I will just say though that despite these benefits of the Street Sweeper over the Jak 12, the Jak 12 is probably the better choice if you're going to be playing trios or quads. But for solos and maybe even duos, I'd lean more towards the Street Sweeper. And to be honest, that's really how you can sum it up when you're comparing these two guns. I could go into super detail, but in reality, it all comes down to the Street Sweeper being slightly better for killing people one-on-one just because of its faster fire rate. And the Jak 12 is the more forgiving one because it's got the easier reload time. So if you're caught in between gunfights where you have to reload in between fighting someone and someone else, then that's when the Jak 12 is just so much better. But yeah, that's what it comes down to. Are you going to play solos, duos, or are you going to play trios and quads? So yeah, moving on, and I'd like to just talk about shotguns in general before I go to like the class setups and all that kind of stuff, because I think at this point in the game, there's only really 3 shotguns that I think are worth using, and that is the R9 shotgun with its 2-shot kill potential, and the Street Sweeper, and the Jak 12. I think these are the 3 best shotguns in the game because they've got the best time to kills in Warzone. You know, the Gallo 12, aka the Spaz 12, and the Origin 12, I think are still good in their own right, but when you compare them to the other 3 shotguns I just mentioned, unfortunately, because they fall slightly short in the time to kill department, that just makes them not really that good compared to, you know, those 3 top dogs that I just mentioned in Warzone. And this is because in the shotgun category, you only really use them primarily for extreme close-range gunfights, like within 5 meters or so, because anything farther than that, and you might as well just be using an SMG or really any other gun in the game. So because of that, shotguns are just very, very specific. Like, they literally only have 1 use in the game, and so this means that the time to kill stat within those 5 meters especially is pretty much the most important thing for shotguns, much more so than any other weapon category. Like, things like bullet velocity or accuracy, for example, just don't matter compared to other guns like SMGs and assault rifles. So, in my opinion, that's why, like, the Gallo 12, for instance, even though it can kill faster than the Street Sweeper or the Jak 12 at about the 10-meter mark, to me this just really isn't that big of a deal because at that range it's not optimal to be using a shotgun anyway. And so therefore, with the R9, Jak 12 and Street Sweeper shotguns being the best at killing within 5 meters or so, that just makes them the better all-around shotguns compared to all the other ones in the game. And, you know, these 3 guns that you have pretty much cover all the scenarios you want to play in. You know, if you're feeling good at your gameplay and, you know, you're just having one of those days where you're really dominating and you're on your A game, then you could use the R9 for that 2-shot kill potential, provided you're accurate, of course. And when you're playing trios or quads, you can go with the Jak 12 for its large magazine size and ease of spraying down whole squads, and of course that really fast reload time that you get with that. And if you're doing some solos or duos and you need something more forgiving than the R9, then the Street Sweeper is the perfect choice, as long as you don't run into multiple people while you're trying to reload that thing. Now, I just realized I didn't mention any of the pump shotguns or even the VLK Rogue, because those shotguns, unfortunately, they're just trash in Warzone and not really worth considering at all, especially with the pump shotguns that you can't even kill someone in 1 hit at point blank range if they have 3 armor plates. And, you know, with the R9, you can do that like two-shot kill really quickly, and it's just better in every way pretty much than the pump guns. So it's unfortunate how they're so bad. I guess if they were a one-shot kill potential at very close range, it would make them maybe kind of overpowered, but it's just not worth using them at this point because they can't even do that. Alright, so with all that said and done now, let's go over the best class setup for the Street Sweeper shotgun. And as some of you probably already know, a lot of the gun attachments actually do completely different things to what they say they're supposed to do, and it's just unfortunate how poorly managed the Cold War integration was with Warzone, because it can be very misleading when you're trying to put a class together, and it's just, yeah, such a shame because, you know, other than that, I think a lot of the new guns have added so much variety to the game. It's just, yeah, sad to see that they couldn't get all the stats and stat descriptions correct, but anyways, it is what it is. But based on my research and using the gun, the best attachments to run, I think, are the Agency Choke, the Hammer Forge Barrel, because the Reinforced Barrel doesn't actually boost your damage range as it says it does, or if it does, it's a very small boost that I couldn't actually notice. So the Hammer Forge Barrel does this without the drawbacks of the Reinforced Barrel, and it's why I'd recommend that. And by the way, guys, this is actually an essential attachment to use because it's what gives the Street Sweeper an edge over the Jak 12 with that fire rate boost. So yeah, if you're not using this barrel, you're pretty much like, you might as well just use the Jak 12. So yeah, just make sure you use that fire rate boosting Hammer Forge barrel. And for attachment 3, you'll want to use the 18 round mags, of course, the bigger the better. And for attachment 4, you'll want the 5 milliwatt laser sight, which again is also an essential attachment for the hip fire boost it gives. And lastly, for the stock, this can be a bit tricky because you have some interesting options here, but you'll want to use either the wire stock for the sprint to fire time boost without any of the drawbacks, or you can use the marathon stock, which boosts your sprint to fire time as well, but it also boosts your sprinting move speed, which is a very nice little benefit, but at the cost of having a slight reduction to your hip fire accuracy, which is why I don't like to run it. But I've seen other people use it and like say it's good. So yeah, if you need to run around a lot and you don't mind that slight hip fire reduction, then that would be the way to go. And yeah, we've now come to the end of this video with all that said. So if you enjoyed it, I'd massively appreciate a like and subscribe. But if not, that's cool too. I hope you enjoyed the video. So yeah, thanks for watching this and stay safe. I hope to see you in the next video. Cheers.